Welcome, sports fans, and thanks for watching Thursday Nights with 912 Sports on a Monday. I'm Sean Smoke, publisher of 912 Sports. Hey, want to take this opportunity to thank the sponsors of our show. We'd like to thank Robbie Robertson Ford, Coastal Pines Technical College, Gibson Animal Clinic, Prime South Bank, South Georgia Health Systems, and Kim Smoke, licensed realtor with Crossway Realty. And joining us now is Ernest Jones, former Ware County Gator, former South Carolina Gamecock, and soon-to-be NFL player. Ernest, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I appreciate you being on the show with us here tonight, Ernest. Ernest, you were back on our cover in, I think it was August of 2017, which is our big football edition.
Right.
Jennifer Johnson took a great picture of you up on a trampoline with the scoreboard, the Ware County scoreboard back in the in the background. But man, it probably seems like a lifetime ago for you, doesn't it?
It's so long ago. I forgot about that until you reminded me.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, we had you and the current quarterback, Thomas Castellano. We took both of your guys' pictures in the stadium that day. Thomas was just an eighth grader playing for Waycross Middle, and of course, that was the start of your senior season, which you guys had a good senior season that year. But at the end of the year, Ernest, you made a decision to go be a South Carolina Gamecock. Let's go back to that senior season and what played into you choosing the Gamecocks to where you wanted to play your college ball.
Just when I went on campus and got to talk to Coach Muschamp and just his mindset, I knew from that point on that this was where I would go. And then once I caught a game, and I heard that Gamecock fan base and how loud they were, I just fell in love with it, and I always wanted to play in the SEC, so it just felt like a great fit for me.
Right. And it was there. Ernest, you had a great career there, playing middle linebacker for the Gamecocks. As a matter of fact, for two different seasons in 2019, 2020, for the regular season, you were the tackle leader. Talk a little bit about that position, and did they build that defense around you? Because that's really kind of what you did here at Ware County. I mean, everything runs through the linebackers as far as the defense goes. Is that kind of what South Carolina's defense was set up as well?
Yes, sir. Everything was kind of running through me. Just everything kind of went through me, and I was the orchestrator and everything down there. I made sure everybody was lined up, and I went out there and played, great football for them, and was fortunate enough just to be the tackle leader for 2 years in a row.
Yeah, you guys had a great season. I know, and one of the questions I was going to ask you, as a Gamecock, what was your greatest memory as playing football for the Gamecocks? I think I know, Ernest. It's probably going to break my heart, but go ahead and give it to us.
Oh yeah, you definitely know. It's 2019 when we beat Georgia.
Yeah, and I had the unfortunate pleasure of being at that game, Ernest. I sat in the stands. You had an outstanding game. Your whole defense had an outstanding game. I think you had one guy that had 3 interceptions that day, or 2 interceptions that day. But it was a huge win for the Gamecock program to be able to beat Georgia, who I think at the time was ranked in the top 5 in their own house. But go back and tell us a little bit about that game and what your guys' mindset was coming into play that day.
We were all focused that game. That it gives me. I smile thinking about that game because that's like one of the games where we just all were on the same page and we were playing collectively as a team pretty well. So to come out with that win against my home state was just it was great.
Yeah, and it was a great football game. Came down to the bitter end. Georgia actually had a chance to win it at the end. It didn't work out for them. You guys, got out of Athens with a huge victory. But that was 2019. So you came back, played your junior year. And as a matter of fact, Ernest, you've made the decision to go to the NFL. You've already done the combines and things like that. But talk a little bit about what led you to go ahead and make the move to the NFL and not come back to the Gamecocks for your senior season.
Just me. I mean, I felt like I was ready. I felt like I had played pretty great football at South Carolina. In the 2 years, I had put up some great numbers, and I was just, I felt ready. I felt like I stacked up well against the other linebackers that were coming out. And then just once I talked with Coach Muschamp and he got feedback from the NFL teams and on where I was projected and stuff, and just his knowledge of the game and him knowing me, and when he kind of gave me that go ahead to, kind of go ahead and leave, that was kind of my reassurance right there to go ahead and, go live out my dream.
Exactly. Now, Ernest, was that decision made before Muschamp was replaced at South Carolina, or was that something that was in the works really before your junior season ever started?
It was something that, it didn't come into works until like the last few weeks of the season when, agencies would start hitting me up and trying to figure out did I have an agent or anything like that. But once he got let go, it was kind of not an easier decision because I feel like I still would have left even if he would have stayed. But he kind of made it make sense for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then, like I said, and he's a defensive mind. I mean, you go all the way back to when he was at Texas. Was a great defensive coordinator there, and everybody kind of felt like he was the heir apparent. But then he made the move, and he's been at LSU, he's been at Auburn, he's been all over the SEC. So his background is defense. So if one guy knew what your potential was in the NFL, it had to be Will Muschamp.
That's right, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Ernest, you guys have, I guess you were a part of, was it Pro Day or did you go to the Combine, or talk a little bit about what you've done preparing yourself for getting ready for, for the draft here in a couple of weeks?
So the Combine, I got a Combine invite, but it got canceled due to COVID. So I had Pro Day about 2 weeks ago. But leading up to Pro Day, I was down here in Western Florida for the past 3 months training at House of Athletes with some of the top guys. And just getting straight down to it, just working hard, getting my 40 down to a good number, and just working out to make sure I look the part now that I start looking like that NFL linebacker. So I've been down here the whole time, just working hard and preparing for the 29th and the 30th once draft day comes.
Right. Well, and we're going to try to share this picture with the people here that are watching our show tonight. But Coach Abrams, who was one of your coaches at Ware County, posted a picture of you as a ninth grader to what you look like on your pro day. And I mean, Ernest, if people didn't know, couldn't see the head, they would never realize that was you as a ninth grader to what you are today. Just talk a little bit about that, how you get from that point to where you were as a ninth grader to where you are today, and talk a little bit about how you achieved that goal.
It took a lot of hard work, just like overcoming adversity through the tough times when it get rough in college, but just a lot of hard work, just working out, staying true to what my coaches were giving to me, what they were saying to me, and just buying into the process, and the product would be at the end. So just working hard.
And I think that's what Coach Abrams tagged this tweet in, is that, this is what perseverance and hard work and determination, can accomplish. Because like I said, I mean, you probably look like one of, I don't know, let's just say 100,000 kids, as a ninth grader. But today you probably look like one of 25 kids that are getting ready to go play in the NFL. And the transformation is just, it's a dramatic change. And like I said, I hope we're able to, to share that picture with everybody. But like I said, that's not something that a coach can give you. That's not something that that your mom and daddy can give you. That's something that has to come from within yourself.
Right. Yes, sir. You definitely got to find that within yourself to want to work out. It's not always the funnest thing, but it rewards you at the end once you get the work done.
Right. Now, where you're at in Florida, is that something that there's several NFL, hopefuls at, or is that just a training facility, or talk a little bit about where you are right now?
So right now I'm down here in Deerfield Beach, training. I'm going to be training with Levante David for a few weeks leading up to the draft. But before, the place I was at, House of Athletes, was a beautiful training facility where a lot of the top guys were there. ETN, Amari Rogers, Kellen Mond. So I was working out with a lot of the top guys that are, getting ready to be drafted this upcoming draft.
Right. And the draft is, I think, Thursday, two Thursdays from now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, two Thursdays from now. So a big night in the life of Ernest Jones. Talk a little bit about Ernest. What you're hearing from your people. I'm assuming you now have an agent, so you'll have representation. But talk a little bit about that going into the draft here in a couple of weeks.
So can't really say too much, but what I will say is I'm excited about where I'm standing and where I'm shaping up. Just me being the person I am, I've attracted a lot of NFL teams to want to sit down and talk with me, and that have a lot of interest in me. So for me, draft day is gonna be wild, because there's no telling where I'll end up, and and what round, but I know it's gonna be good. I know it's gonna be real satisfying for me and my family, and just for the whole Waycross in general.
Exactly. Well, and I asked you which teams you've been talking to, and you pretty much said all of them. So.
Yes, sir.
So that's good. Now, what are you hearing, Ernest? I mean, is the goal when you get to the NFL? Do you think you'll be playing that middle linebacker position, or is there an opportunity for them to put you in a different spot, or is that pretty much where everybody's telling you that's where you're going to play?
A lot of people are telling me I'm gonna play middle linebacker. I'll be the true Mike in the middle. Some teams have said I'd come in and play outside linebacker and do both.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I'm gonna come in and work. That's all I know. Just come in and put my head down and work. And when I look up, I'll be somewhere on that field.
Exactly. Well, Ernest, we're all excited about Thursday, not this coming Thursday, but the following Thursday when the draft comes on. We'll definitely be watching and waiting to hear your name. Not a whole lot of Ware County Gators have had that opportunity to have their name called. Of course, we all know about Leotis McKelvin. Played a long time in the league, but short of him, there's not a whole lot of Ware County Gators. There are a lot of great guys from here in the 912 area. As a matter of fact, DJ Dallas just a few years ago, went on to play for Seattle, and of course there's been some others as well. But we're really looking forward to hearing that name. I know it's going to be a life-changing night for you there Thursday night, and hopefully everything will work out, and God will put you in the right place, and you'll have that long 15, 18-year career there in the NFL, buddy.
Need it. Yes, sir. Thank you.
We appreciate your time tonight, Ernest. Best of luck to you, buddy, and keep us posted here in the 912 about the going on there in the Ernest Jones business.
I got you. Thank you for having me.
All right, buddy. Appreciate it. That's Ernest Jones as he gets ready, former Ware County Gators. He gets ready for the draft coming up 2 Thursdays from now as he'll be headed from the South Carolina Gamecocks into the NFL. Appreciate everybody watching Thursday nights with 912 Sports on a Monday, and we'll be right back here after these messages.